Some of these earlier oval bugs have a screw back here where the vent post is hooked to, and the screw just has to come undone in order for this piece to finally come out. One thing I want to point out too is before I just tried taking this screw out here, it seems to be frozen in there. You're going to want to get yourself some penetrating oil, because when it comes to that screw or the screws up in the vent post area, and the other screws that are holding the vent window in, you may have to spray them and let them soak overnight before you can try busting them out. Okay, so I was finally able to get this screw loose back up in here because I had to use a ton of penetrating oil, and you know, it started stripping the head a little bit, but I'm going to take this out now and show you that little screw. Just comes out the side here. Okay. Yeah, that popped off the arm. Some of the later models that had this arm here actually don't screw back here. They actually screw right up in here into the door. So that's actually a lot easier than the one back here. Okay, so next I would say to is loosen these nuts, or even just take them out completely, because this is the post for the vent post, the divider, and it comes down here, and if you loosen this up so you can push it this way a little bit, then you'll be able to slide this window out a little bit better. So I'm going to just take this off. They come off pretty easily. Remember to keep a can close by. So you put these, save all these. Okay, so all I did was just push the post out here. Okay, right here. So then the window can start sliding right out. Like I said, I have to get the bar here. I have to buy that. I didn't know this window didn't have it. But like I said, all you got to do is just take that wheel out of it. So just set that down somewhere safe so it doesn't break, of course. And let's move on. Okay, I'd say the next step would be is to, I would take out the inner seal. Just get yourself a flat screwdriver. You want to save the wire that holds this inner seal in. So just pry it out so it comes out. Just a little easier when we take these seals out to then take the vent post out without anything blocking it. All right, so I just took the seal out. Now, save the seal just with the wire. You want to save this wire just because you're going to want to use it when you buy your new seal. The new wires on the aftermarket seals are real tough to get into these holes, so you want to save the old wire. Okay, next I would say is to rip out the felt channel. I get a screwdriver underneath it and try to pull it out, pry it out. There we go. And just pull it. Sometimes it's a little stubborn, but it's old. Okay, and just pull it up out of there. That's it. This thing was pretty gone, huh? All right, the next thing would be then there's little screws that hold the chrome in, and they go up all into here. There's screws. You just want to take these out. And I took these small screws out where the chrome was in. Well, chrome is still actually in there, but I'm going to pull that out now. Save these screws. Once you take the chrome out, put these little screws back into the holes within the door. All right, now we can start popping the chrome out. Basically, you just press and pop these out, just like that. And this chrome piece should come out pretty easily. Don't worry about bending it, you're gonna get a new one anyway. Okay, and that's that. Other thing I want to point out is, see there's clips right in here. They usually come on the chrome when you buy the new chrome with the seal on it. Save these clips. Pull these out. They look like that. Save them, because the new chrome that you get, sometimes they also have a tough time getting in these holes. You could take out the new clips and put these old clips in the new seal and chrome, and they'll work a lot better. Sometimes these clips are a little stubborn to get out, so I sometimes grab them with a needle nose and then try to get in there with a screwdriver and try to pry it out here. If they break, they break. You can always try to finagle. There we go. Oh boy, there we go. Came out. Okay, the next step now would be to take out the 2 screws that hold the vent post in. The problem is with sometimes with these screws and the screws down by the vent window itself is that they've been in there for over 50 years. Like, this is a 54 bug, so you figure 55 years these screws have been in there and been rusting, and sometimes they're real difficult to get out. So what I do is I'll spray them with lubricating oil and penetrating oil, spray them, let them soak for a bit, and then I get myself a vice grip and put it on the screwdriver here. And when I get it up in there, I'll bang the end of the screwdriver to get a good, clean grip inside the Phillips head, and just start turning it with the vice grips. And that's most of the times will break those free. And once you hammer it, it also loosens up the rust. So try to do that if you can. If they do break and they do not want to turn, it's a good possibility you're going to have to drill them out. Okay, that loosened it. Okay, now you can take this off and unscrew it. Okay, now that I got the vent post unscrewed, make sure to put those little screws back up in there, and then I just usually drop it down into the door and take it out from the bottom. Just drop it down and out. All right, I'm basically running out of tape here, so I just want to quickly wrap it up. You want to pull back this seal to take the screws out that hold this lip in. Sometimes they're stuck, you got to drill them out. You're going to want to loosen these 10mm bolts if you want to take the regulator out. You don't necessarily have to do that. I mean, my regulator is still in there. As long as the window's out and whatnot, it won't get painted. And then you pull down the rubber here for the rest of the seal to the vent window, and there's 2 screws there. You unscrew those, and then that's basically it. The vent window will come right out, and now your door is all set. Have any questions? Chris at classicvwbugs.com.